Hi guys, Mark's here, Everything Tenere. Today we're gonna do an instruction video how to remove your swing arm on your Tenere 700. It's not that hard. It might require a special tool that I will talk about, but it's not needed. You can do it without it, but you know, if you want to be safe, yeah, maybe you should order that. It's not expensive. So why would you want to remove your swing arm? I do it due to maintenance. Of course, if your bearings are worn out and all glitchy for your swing arm, then you need to remove it and remove the bearings from the swing arm and replace them. If you want to replace the chain guide on the left side of the swing arm, you would need to remove the swing arm. If you want to replace your chain with a closed loop chain, that I will do later on, not now because I still have life left on it, then you will need to remove your swing arm. Any damages that you might need to fix, you might want to remove your swing arm. So let's get into the tools and everything that's needed. Well, I have a little list here. So you need a lot of tools to just remove, you know, the rear wheel, that's given, right? You need to remove the caliper hose clamps or holders. You can remove the inner fender, the chain guard, all that, you know, small pieces if you want. And you pretty much only need to remove the rear shock from the upper position mounting point, because you can still have the link arm in it and all that. It doesn't really need to come off. But I will remove everything because I will install my rally raid shock when my maintenance is done. So let's talk about this little tool, and we will look closer on it as well. So this is an engine alignment tool that Yamaha sells. It's not expensive, it's like 10 bucks. I will put the part number for it in the description below. The only purpose on this is actually to adjust the adjustment nut that you have in here where you have the swing arm bolt. So in there you have like a collar that will push onto the swing arm, because if you don't have that collar or adjustment nut, the swing arm can move a little bit sideways and you don't want that. So they have this tool to adjust that. If you don't have this tool, you can use a 15 millimeter Allen or hex bit, but those sizes can be hard to find sometimes. You have this shaft on this adjustment thing because when you put your swing arm in, you cannot put the bolt in and adjust that adjustment nut. So you secure the swing arm with this and center everything in place, and then you can adjust and push this adjuster nut towards the swing arm. And it's like only 7 Newton meters of force used to push that. If you look at the specs, the torque specs, yeah, that's about it. So I will show you guys what you need to remove, and then I will start removing stuff, and yeah, let's do this. So we're down here on the bike. So here you have the bolt for the swing arm, 22 millimeter. It's secured on the other side, so you only need to remove it on this side and then push the bolt through. And of course, to do this procedure, you would need a bike lift, as I have, or as they say in the manual, you should put a rod, a 1-inch rod through the pillion peg thingies. I don't have that on. And then have like maybe pallets or something on each side so you keep the bike upright. I said that you only need to remove the shock from the upper position mounting point. I'm incorrect, so you at least need to remove it from the upper one, and the upper one, and the rear bolt attaching the dog bones to the swing arm. Then of course these holders for the brake fluid lines, and yeah, small bits and pieces, you know, the rear wheel, of course, and stuff like that. I will remove more because I will need to clean stuff off. Sometimes it might be easier if you remove the exhaust as well, depending on which bolts you want to reach down here, depending which exhaust you have and all that stuff. What more? Well, yeah, loosen this nut. I think it was like 110 Newton meters or something like that. So loosen this nut before you lift your bike up on your lift. So you don't need to, you know, use a ton of force when it's balanced on a lift. So I'm gonna start doing this now, and you will probably see a time warp thingy going on. So it wasn't much fun watching me remove stuff like that, but at the moment I removed the chain guard, also the hose clamp thingy, put the screws back in here because I will bring this one with me in and clean it in my bathtub. I also removed the exhaust. I will get a Camel ADV high exhaust kit soon anyway, so I just removed it. Easier access to the shock bolts and everything, so I will start removing those now. I will remove the whole linkage as well because I need to grease it and check it and so on. So I will do that now and see you in a bit. So the bolt is out. It has one pretty thick washer here on this side, and then you need to have something to push the bolt through on the other side because it's pretty far into the frame. And then you just slide it out. I already greased this once, but now I don't know if you can see it. Hang on, I got my handy flashlight. So in there you can see that it's a Allen key formed adjustment nut. That's the one that you need to unscrew to loosen the swing arm now from the frame itself, and you need to adjust that when you put it back. So the only thing I will do is take my tool. So this will also align the swing arm when you put this back and everything, and adjust this adjustment nut. So I have it here now. I can just use let's see what size it is. Nope. God damn it. Too many tools. Well, this shaft is 19. It's in there. I just take my regular wrench and then we unscrew this, and do not drop anything else. So problem is now I just have two hands. I cannot do everything at once. I need to support the swing arm. So I'll drop the camera work or put it on a tripod and keep on filming. I can already feel that it's loose and it wants to come out, and I want to remove this or unscrew this guide a little bit. Now that's done. So as I have this alignment tool, it holds the swing arm in. So I will just remove that now. It's a bit tough. There we go, it's out. Bike. So now everything is removed. So I should just be able now to pull this sucker out, and I am. It's a few hoses in the way, and there we go. So here you have the swing arm. Another one for you guys. So these protective caps, these have the seal in it. So you have a rubber seal in it that you can replace. I removed my chain guide, and it's very easy. You need to remove that little cap, unsnap it there, and then you have small holes here with rubber bongs that goes into it. So you just need to pry that off and then take it off. So I will clean everything and put it back. So everything is cleaned now. I removed the sleeve. I can tell you that the bearings in the swing arm were greased. I will put some grease on the shaft or on the sleeve. I cleaned the caps and the seals as well. So one thing to check when you remove the caps and everything, check the depth of the bearings. It's specified in the manual. On the drive chain side, it's between 11 and 13 millimeters, and on the other side, on the right side of the bike, it's 21 to 25, I think, millimeters. Everything was seated correctly in mine, so that's good. So now I'm just gonna grease it up and replace some bolts, because as you see, these bolts that you have for brake caliper hoses, for the holders, they're pretty shallow hex bolts, rounded off, and it's very easy when you get dirt and filth down there that you mess up the head when you try to unscrew it. And I did that on one, so I bought some taller head bolts, the same thread of course, and a washer to put underneath before I screw it in, so everything will be secured. So looking here at the bike, you can see that I removed the lower link, and for me this was an issue. The link arm didn't want to come loose from my mounting point here. It needed some force, so I actually had to force this open a little bit by just with a rubber mallet and a wooden thing. Then I just pried it out and it came out. So I had some issue with that. I posted that on Facebook. You've probably seen it. So everything is done there. I also checked my chain rollers. There's no bearings in it. It's just a slide collar, like a plastic one. But I removed it, cleaned it and greased it. Haven't done it on the top one. It's not needed. So now it's just to clean everything, grease it, and then put it back. So you will see when I put it back and adjust the adjustment nut. So one thing I've done now is replacing the bolts, the shallow head bolts. I can show you. These are the OEM bolts. The head is really shallow, so it's not a big depth for your Allen key or hex key. So I actually bought these instead, which has a much deeper hole. And I put some anti-seize, like copper paste, on them so they don't get seized in the threads. And I'll replacing all these kind of bolts on the bike, so I get these stainless steel ones instead. That is easier to remove, and if they would get stuck, it's easier to take a plier and, you know, try to force it on the head. So yep, that's it. So let's put this sucker in. So of course it's easier if you're two, because you need to put in the swing arm axle so it stays in place, and you need to get around all these funky cables and stuff, and of course you need to put it the correct way around. Oh, it's pretty much in place. So what I will do, I have my axle here. I will look in and I will straighten it out there. So now that's in. And what I need to do now is take my alignment tool, and if you don't have the alignment tool, you know, put the axle in from the other side, then just push your 15 Allen or hex driver in here, and then tighten the adjustment nut to 7 Newton meters. I don't think you really need to have a fork wrench. It's a bit hard sometimes to get it into the hole. There we go. Because 7 Newton meters is not a lot. So the only thing you do now, as if this is not tight, and you can see I can move the swing arm left and right. So this one just pushes onto that cap that actually holds the seal in, the oil seal. I will actually take my torque driver. Well, my torque driver doesn't even allow for 7 Newton meters, so I will do this by feel. It should not be a strain move. It's just a slight push onto the swing arm. Everything is fine. There we go. And then you have your bolt and washer. Put that in and you're good to go. And put everything else back, the rear shock and everything that's needed. And that's pretty much what you need to think about. It isn't a hard job. I did grease everything. It was plenty of grease in the swing arm bearings. I did grease my link arm, all the points there. There was 2 places that I needed to grease the roller bearings in it a bit. Otherwise I just cleaned everything. So thanks for watching, guys, and yeah, stay safe, take care, cheerios.